thought that we would do a monthly setup, kind of like a monthly plan with me. I'm not putting any stickers or anything in here, so it's not that kind of plan with me. This is just the way I plan my month, which is just the paper and the pen and all the schedule stuff. So I will probably skip over me writing every single thing in, but I thought I would just walk you through the steps. So in my monthly section in my planner, I have a list of monthly tasks basically, and that's what I work off of if I kind of get lost or if I get interrupted. This is what I work off of. So I have a list of house stuff and I have a list of kind of administrative, planner type of stuff. So every month, usually toward the end of the month, I back up. I make sure my camera roll from my phone is backed up to Dropbox. That happens throughout the month. Anytime I open Dropbox on my phone, it obviously backs up, but I go ahead and purposefully open Dropbox, make sure my camera roll is all backed up, and then I clean out my camera roll on my phone. Usually on and off. Being in school, I'm on my laptop a lot more lately, but I do kind of a good thorough run through of my desktop on my laptop and make sure that that is cleaned up. And then any expense reports that my husband has to do for work, I go through them and double check them before he submits them. And that's because he gets anxious about that. So I just double check them and just make sure we've had two sets of eyes looking at them. And then as far as the planner itself, that's this section down here. Pardon me. So bill due dates are on this pull-out calendar from Peanuts Planner Co. So I don't have to put those in my monthly, but they are listed. So I do put them on there for the month and then highlight what day I have things due. I put my husband's game schedule for his job on the monthly, any of the kids' extracurricular activities. I check the school lunch calendar for our one who is in elementary school because there are only 2 things that he likes to eat in the school lunch. So I double check and see if there are any days during the upcoming month that they are serving those things for lunch, because then he won't take his lunch that day. Any monthly tasks go into the grid paper in between the monthlies. Any current projects go in there. And then all my assignments for school and what we're doing for the month in each class go on my class inserts in my monthly. So that is kind of the run through as far as what I do digitally to kind of try to stay on top of keeping things cleaned up, and then what I do in the planner so that the month is ready to go. All right, so we're gonna do February. These are a month and 2 pages from Paper Test Designs, and I am going to start with, I won't do the bill due dates on camera. And I didn't say earlier on that sheet, the monthly task sheet, the extracurriculars and stuff like that, I have a pullout up here for. Here's the pullout for the kids' stuff, and then here's the pullout for my husband's game schedule for work. So I will go through this. All-Star break is in February, so it's actually not too bad. A lot of home games. So I'm going to transfer this onto this. All right, so that is actually not that bad of a game schedule for the month. A lot of it's been moved around because games got rescheduled and whatnot earlier in the season. So what happened here was I did have these written in before we started. There's a no school day there and a no school day there. That's for my ones who are still in high school and elementary school. That comes from this pullout. This is all for the boys. So this has days off of school, breaks, like, winter break or spring break or whatever. And then I add to it as the month goes on if somebody has any, like a sore throat or whatever, doctor's appointments that were scheduled already, those are already on there to add to the monthly. Anything that comes up during the month, I can make a note of on here, and this is just the kids, right? And then these games all come from this pullout. Then I don't have to look them up online every single time I want to see when there's a trip or whatever coming up. So the next thing I'm going to put on here would be the work schedules that I have so far for the kids, but only the ones that affect me, basically, right? So my one who's in high school has a job. I share my car with him, so I need to either just remember that evening after school he's working, so I'm going to send my car with him, or that I need to drop him off and pick him up. That is a standing schedule. It obviously does change. He picks up shifts, sometimes somebody will swap shifts with him if they need to. But generally that's a standing schedule. He works the same days, the same hours, which is super nice because I know from past experience from my own life, and then also some of the older kids, like, when you're in high school and you have a job, that schedule can vary wildly, but luckily his does not. So the couple of kids who I share my car with, their schedules are going to go on here now. All right, so right now the only one I have a firm schedule for is this kid. So his stuff is on there for the month. And then now I think that's it for what I have scheduled. We need to make, I know this one is going to have chiropractor appointments, but those are kind of made, in an ongoing basis. So those will get added as they come up. And I think that's the only thing, but obviously those aren't scheduled yet. So I can't add them yet because they're not scheduled yet. So the next thing I'm going to move on to would be this center part. So this is going to be any videos I want to do for the month will probably go up here. Any tasks for the month will go down here. I don't have a whole lot to carry forward for this as far as big stuff. And then next will be the school insert. So I'm going to pull forward, actually no, I'm going to look in the projects first. I think we want to do for videos, actually I don't need to look in the projects, maybe a January flip through, and then I would like to record a weekly setup. I think that's realistic, at least for now, to plan on 2 videos for the month. And then if anything else comes up, I'll do them. So I'm going to add those. I'll be right back. All right. So I have written down the 2 videos that I know I want to do for February. I don't want to list a whole bunch because I know that I'm going to feel bad if I don't get them done. I'm pretty sure I can get those 2 done in the month. And then just a couple of tasks that I brought forward from January, or things that I know are coming up that we need to get done just sometime during the month. So the next thing is going to be this insert for my classes. So I need to label this. This is from Peanuts Planner Co. and it's undated. So I need to date this, add stuff in there. And then this spread in between here is where I list out for each class what we're doing on what dates and what due dates for everything there are. Just because I can get more information on here, I can put what we're doing in each class period as well as due dates for things. I can't do that here. There's not enough space. I just put due dates on this side, and that is solely because then I can compare it to this monthly spread and make sure that leading up to these particular due dates, I have, empty days where in the evening I can work on things, or, on the weekends that I can work on things. So that is going to be next, is this. And all of these dates come from online. Actually, everything is online for school. I did print out the syllabus for each class, so the due dates are on there, but I always do just double check online in case any of those dates have changed. So I'm going to get this labeled for the month and then pull all those due dates and content into this. All right, so I have in here all of the due dates for things like homework, when quizzes are, when papers are due, when there are exams, very shorthand. As you can see, a lot of stuff is due on Sundays, especially since the lockdown happened, when everything went remote as far as education went. And I saw this shift with my older kids who were in college during the lockdown, that since the lockdown, that using online resources even more has not gone away. So even though I'm not in class on Saturdays and Sundays, a lot of stuff is still due online over the weekend. So, which is nice, because then in at least the way my schedule works, that kind of Saturday buys me time to just make sure I have everything done. But yeah, it means that I'm spreading things out a little more, but some of these Saturdays there's like 5, 6, 7 things due. Now I don't do them all on, or a Sunday I should say. I don't do them all on Sunday, don't get me wrong. I will, you know, sprinkle them out through the week. Some of these are like video quizzes, so I'll do those back to back to back because they don't take very long. Those I'll do on a Saturday. So that is what that looks like. And then the next and last spread for the month is the full kind of like content list for school stuff. So I section this off by class and I put down the dates and what we're doing in class that day, any homework due dates, quizzes, exams, papers. And so it's kind of this, but more detail. Not a ton, but more detail. I like having this, like I said, to compare to this, so I can plan my time accordingly and make sure I don't fall behind because of other things going on. Because these are things I have to make sure happen. I mean, aside from my husband's game schedule, you know, the work schedules for the kids, the school schedules, all that stuff. I have to make sure that stuff happens. So this does get affected by that, right? So I need to make sure that I can see this in a similar format to that just because my brain likes that. This is more specific. So I'm going to fill this in and this will be the last part. I'll be right back. Okay, that's always the part that takes the longest. It's this last part. So there is the list of everything for each class, what we're doing that day, what we're doing each particular day, and then when things are due for this class. What we're doing each day in that class, the dates things are due for that class. This class is run in modules, and the due dates always stay the same. What we cover on each day kind of varies, so I don't worry about what we're covering each day because we don't ever cover a full chapter in one day, so I just make sure I have the chapters read. And then this one I just wrote the opposite of this. So here's all the due dates for this, and here's what we're doing on those days in class. I put down what we're doing on those days in class so I can do the reading ahead of time. That's why those are there, just so the weekend before, you know, I can do the reading and then kind of zoom through it kind of the night before class or the morning before class. I do have a little bit of time in the morning in between school runs, and then before I have to go to school, just a little bit of time where I'll zip through it again before class, before the lecture. So, oh my goodness, this takes a long time. So that is it. That is my monthly setup. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know down below, and I will talk to you all soon. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me. Bye-bye now.